Okay, so this video is completely unplanned. Like I had no intention of doing a get ready with me, and I'm not even going anywhere. So it's just gonna be kind of the makeup that I wear whenever I stay home, you know, around my house. I'm not even gonna talk about the makeup that I'm using. I'm just gonna put it in the description box just in case you're interested. But the only thing that I'm gonna be doing today is catering to my daughter because she had 4 wisdom teeth pulled a day before yesterday, and so that's what I've been doing for the last 2 days, just constantly like catering to her because, you know, it's kind of painful, and I don't know, she's been sleeping a lot because of the medication, but the medication also makes her nauseous, so we're, you know, gonna wean her off of it today. She doesn't need to be weaned. She doesn't want to be in pain, and that's the only one that really knocks out the pain, but it makes her nauseous. So she's like me. We do not like taking like pain medication. I would rather be like, okay, let me deal with a little bit more pain and take like ibuprofen or something like that. So that's what she's gonna do today. Anyway, the only other thing that I'm gonna do is clean out my pantry. I don't know if you guys are like me. I get comments sometimes and people are like, wow, your house is so clean. And it typically is. Like I try to keep it clean, like everything that I can see. But if it's in my cabinets, if it's like my pots and pans, you should see them. They are a wreck. My pantry is a wreck. Under my sink, or, you know, where I keep all my skincare and stuff like that, it's a wreck. And usually I go in and I clean it, get it real organized and stuff, like once every 6 months, and literally within like a month, it's just back to looking like a wreck. So anyway, what the heck is that? Okay, I've got a bruise there. I don't even feel it. That's weird. I have no idea how I got that bruise, but I bruise really easily and I'm really clumsy. So anyway, yeah, let's just go ahead and put on some makeup and I'll talk to you about kind of where I've been in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some concealer because I'm looking pretty rough. I'm gonna use this. I think it's just a Maybelline eraser. I think it's a little bit too light for me, so I'm probably gonna add one that's just a little bit darker. I told you guys I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but here I am talking about it. Anyway, so, you know, it's kind of funny. Oh, y'all, I don't even have nails on. I just, you know, since I haven't made a video in 2 weeks, I just don't typically put on fake nails all the time. You know, I don't go enough places to really care about whether somebody notices my hands or not. So anyway, I don't have on nails, so just forgive my hands. So in the last 2 weeks, you know, the only thing that we've done is we went to my in-laws every time we go to my in-laws, we always stay 3 nights. And so we usually get back like on a Monday, and it's weird. If there is anything that interferes with my regular routine and everything's kind of pushed back, and because whenever we go out of town, we take so much with us. Like we even take food and, you know, dry stuff, but also refrigerated stuff because we all like to eat a certain way. The unpacking is just, it takes me like a whole day to like unpack, do all the laundry, get everything, you know, back to the way it was. So that's what we did. We went to my in-laws, and we always enjoy going there. You know, when the kids were young, they have a really nice pool. Is that too dark? They have a really nice pool in the backyard. And so the kids love to swim in the pool, and we like to just hang out, you know, poolside. Sometimes I get in with my daughter pretty often. Oops. Oh no, that got on my shirt even. Okay. It just broke on me. I like these little sticks. They are perfect for wearing around the house. They don't last really long on your face, but for just wearing around the house, I like it. Anyway, whenever we go to my in-laws, it's just so relaxing. And I get along really, really well with my mother-in-law, and we just sit around and we have a lot of heart-to-hearts. We make food and we eat, we play cards. One night, we always either order in or we will go out to eat. And so that's always nice too. And it's just so relaxing. Oh my God. Oh, it's my lawn guy. Oh no, he's gonna be right there. Great. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot less light because I just had to close the blinds because the lawn guy just got here. I need to put on some chapstick. I'm gonna put some chapstick on real fast. He's gonna be really loud, but I think he usually starts in the back. He is the sweetest man ever. He just lost his wife I think it was last year. So sad, like right before Christmas. So what I was saying is that we don't typically go out of town really often or go on vacation together as a family. When we do, like we do kind of like a family reunion every year, and we'll do stuff like that. But one of the biggest reasons is because I have a son with autism, and if you have a child with special needs, then you'll be able to relate. If you don't, then you might judge me. But it's very difficult, you know. It was. Now that my son is 16, it's a lot different. But whenever he was younger, it was so difficult. When he was young, I would try to take him to birthday parties and stuff like that, and I would always leave crying. And I'm not talking like crying, I'm talking blubbering when your shoulders are like bouncing, that kind of blubbering, because it was just very, very difficult. And he was nonverbal until he was almost 4 years old. So that made it even more difficult. And, you know, like I said, you might judge me for that, but it's just a decision that we made as a family, you know, that it's not that important to us. You know, we don't need to go a bunch of places to be happy. But now that he's older, it is going to be something that we're going to be doing, which is why, and I do want to say, which is why we sent our daughter to Paris. We sent her on a little Europe trip because, you know, we did want her to have those experiences, and she was very, very happy to go. So anyway, let's keep putting on some makeup. Now I did want to say also, I started putting on some eyeshadow. I did want to say also, there have been times where I have taken just my daughter to like Arizona. Like me and my daughter went to Arizona twice actually to go see my younger sister and her family. And then my husband stayed behind with my son. But now that we can talk with him and reason with him and stuff like that, we know it would be a little bit easier. Like, just to give you a little example, and this isn't even difficult. This is just but this is just a short period of time that we're out. We went to a Christmas service. It was last year actually. And at the end of the service, we were singing a lot of songs together, you know, as a congregation. And the minister was like, and we were all holding little candles and stuff. And the minister was like, okay, you know, how about who wants to sing, you know, one more song together before we, you know, go home? And my son is like, no, like he was ready to go. And of course, oh my gosh, everybody like looked back at him, and a lot of people giggled because I think people were done singing also. But you know, it's those things like that. And that's so minor. I wish it was things like that. You know, there was a time whenever he was young, you know, and I don't want to make this whole video about that because that's for a whole other video, but whenever he was young, I made shirts for me and my son and my daughter. And my son's shirt, I have a picture of it. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I will put the picture up. I think it said, "I have autism, please be patient." And I put it on the front and the back. And I wore one too. My son has autism, please be patient. I had it on the front and back. And then my daughter had one that said my brother. And it's because every time we would go places, I would leave crying. I would literally leave crying because my son, he was nonverbal at the time, and sometimes he would throw tantrums or he would do things, make a lot of grunting noises or jump in place, like really aggressively jump in place. And he became like a spectacle. See, this is not the video for that because it's gonna make me emotional. Even though it's been so long, I just remember how it felt, which is why I made these shirts for us, so that and it gave me so much peace of mind. So if you are a parent with a small child with autism, especially if they're nonverbal, and especially if they have behavior, you know, issues, and it makes you stressed, it makes you feel anxiety anytime you go out with them, then you might want to wear a shirt like that, make a shirt like I just got stencils and made that shirt. And for whatever reason, when we wore those shirts, since we're all wearing shirts that kind of say the same thing, instead of me looking around to see what other people are thinking and stuff like that, those shirts gave me so much peace of mind. Like, I stopped worrying about it, because if they were looking, they would eventually read our shirts and they would be understanding about it. That's what I was hoping. And it worked. It seemed to work. And so, boy, we wore those shirts out. And then I'd buy other autism shirts also, just to let people know, like, I'm a mom to a son with autism. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about something else. I can tell already that this is going to be like the worst makeup job ever. Anyway, my son is now, he talks a lot. He still does a lot of what's called scripting, where he repeats things that he's seen maybe in a show, or usually in shows or something that he watches, he'll repeat it on repeat, like he's acting it out, and he'll repeat it over and over and over. And he does that pretty often, and he still will do that in public, you know. And once, you know, now that I've been his mommy for 16 years, I'm used to it, and it doesn't bother me like it once did. Like, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable or worried, or, you know, it doesn't give me anxiety, because part of it has to do with his age, and then part of it has to do with my age. You know, my son, like, on the surface, I don't know that you would be like, wow, you know, that child has autism. But if you're around him for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, you would probably know that, you know, he was a little bit different. And I feel like, because now he's right in front of the window. Okay, so I had to stop for a minute because my lawn guy was doing stuff right outside my window. But anyway, I don't want this video to be about my son and his autism. Like I said, oops, that is a conversation for a whole other video. And so anyway, so that's what we did. We went to my in-laws weekend before last, and we were there for 3 days, came back, you know, then we have to do all the unpacking, and then we had to repack, because we were going to our little, it's kind of like a family reunion. It's, this year there was, I think, 18 of us. In the past, there's been so many more. We have a big family, and we're like a circus act, you know, whenever we get together. But anyway, so we always get together once a year, usually in the summer. We just kind of figure out what time works for, you know, for most of us. And that's what we do. So right when we came back from my in-laws, I unpacked, got everything washed and cleaned and everything, and then we repacked for the following weekend. Now, when we go to a place called Bandera. It's Bandera, Texas, and my parents, they have a timeshare at a dude ranch in the area. And God, it used to be so awesome, you know, when we first started going like 15 years ago, but it's just kind of gone downhill because after 2020, they started shutting down things. Like, it used to have a big water park with a big lazy river, and we would have so much fun just staying there at the resort for at least one full day. And then usually we'll just go to the river, the nearby rivers, to go float down the river and stuff like that. Now, like I said, they had, ever since 2020, a lot of things shut down, and then we had a freeze here in Texas, and then the water park shut down. And ever since then, it's just become, every time we go, there's like less and less people there, and it's just become like a ghost town. But it's always been really fun. Like, we do s'mores at night, and we do the hayride, and like I said, typically we're just there to stay, and then we go to the rivers like during the day, and we're there like all day from the time the sun comes up until it goes down. And it's just always been so much fun, and the kids just love it. But when we started doing this, the kids were all very young. Like, I think my daughter was maybe 5 or 6, and she's 19 now, when we first started going yearly. And so all the kids are grown now. All the little ones, like, we used to fish and float and now they want to do other things, you know, because they're older, and they want to go to, like, this time they went to, there was like a little concert that was nearby, and so they all went to the little concert, you know, during the evening. So anyway, that's what we did last weekend, and we had such a great time. However, whenever we were there, you know, I know that you guys have probably, of course, you've heard about the floods that happened at the Guadalupe, and literally, y'all, we were 25 minutes away. So it rained the entire time. Doesn't matter though. Like when it rains, we still as a family have such a great time because we love each other so much. And we have such a tight knit, just freaking awesome family. Like I would say that I have the best family in the world, which I know that, you know, hopefully you can say that to me too, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just love my family. And we all just get along, you know, so well. Even though we were reined in the whole time, we still had such a great time. There were little times where it was a little bit sunny, and so we were able to go out and barbecue and play cornhole and do all sorts of stuff, you know, but we never got to go to the river because of the floods. And I didn't even realize, because when we go out of town, we're not on our phones the whole time. I will pull out my phone to take video or take pictures or something like that. And sometimes I even forget to do that because I'm just so caught up in being social with everyone. So we didn't even realize that it happened. I remember one morning we were waking up. I don't remember if it's the next day or the day after. And my husband was like, look at the TV. Because we don't really watch a lot of TV while we're there either. And I was like, what? And it said, at that time, it said the death toll was, I think it was like 18 adults and 9 children. And I was like, what's going on? What's happening? And he goes, there was a flood, you know, the Guadalupe flooded over and it took out like a little girl's Christian camp. And I'm like, what? And then of course, from that point forward, I was just like, trying to keep up like with everything that was going on at that camp. And it's just so devastating. It was so devastating. You know, your mommy heart just breaks for the parents of these children. You think you're sending your children to this wonderful camp. I mean, I just imagine the fear and the terror and the, you know, mayhem that was going on. It's gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, just such a catastrophe, you know? It makes me so sad because they're children. At least I'm not even put on makeup. I feel like I'm gonna start crying right now. I need to pull it together. I'm gonna turn this off for just a second because I need to pull it together. If I keep talking about it, I will just get more emotional because I keep remembering all the stories that I read and stuff like that. So I'm gonna turn this off for just a second. Okay, I don't even know if I'll ever upload this because I'm not here. I don't want to try to depress anybody. And I feel like everything that I've been talking about so far has just been so like depressing and golly. I'm not even doing a good makeup job or anything. I'm talking so quietly too. My daughter's in the living room right now. Okay. So anyway, we still did have a good time, but it was still, that was always just kind of looming over our heads. Okay, so I'm gonna put on just a little bit of this lip liner and then I need some mascara really bad. So anyway, that is what I've been doing the last 2 weekends. You know, I went to my in-laws for 3 days and then we came home and then went straight to Bandera for our little family reunion, and we were there for 3 days. And like I said, I love it. I love being around family. And you know, my older sister was there. My younger sister was not there this time. She lives in Arizona. A lot of us live here in Texas, so we just, you know, drive there. It's a little bit more difficult when you live, you know, like my stepsister one of my stepsisters lives in Florida, and then my sister lives in Arizona. So they couldn't make it, but we still had a really good time. And it's funny, you know, whenever I get to be around my sister or my sisters, but nobody knows you like your sister. You know, there's just nobody. You can sit down, like at one night, me and my older sister, we were just laying on a bed, just reminiscing about old stories and being like, oh my God, so is that how you remember it? Yeah, that's exactly how I remembered it. And it's just so neat, you know, because you live your lifetime with, like, when I was born, my sister was there, you know, and hopefully she'll be there till the day I die too. And so anyway, it's so neat when you get to be around, you know, your sisters. There's nobody in the world that you're more comfortable with well, besides maybe your husband and maybe your children, but nobody knows you quite like, you know, your sister does. Well, I guess my husband does. My husband, but we didn't have the, you know, childhood memories together, you know, so it's just a different type of relationship, but it's just so special, and it's unmatched or unparalleled, you know. There are some that can be just as good, but they're not the same, you know. And for whatever reason, like whenever I get time with my family, my entire family, it's so therapeutic. It's like it's necessary, you know, and it just feels really good. Let's touch this up real fast. Wow, it's so amazing how just a little bit of powder, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible, what is it? It's a powder foundation. Look how nice that made me look just so instantly. Okay, let's put on a little bit of mascara. So anyway, then whenever we came back, I had one day to unload, like, and it took me all day long, because when we go, we take our own blankets, we take our own pillows, we take, you know, I always take so many clothes, and I wore such cute things every day that I was there, and I just didn't take any pictures. Like, I do take videos. Like, what I do a lot of times is I will set up the tripod somewhere and I will just hit record so that it just records us all behaving like we naturally would, you know? And it's not for YouTube, it's not for social media, it's just for me and my personal viewing, from my personal viewing. Not just that, you know, because I do YouTube and stuff, usually my family members are like, hey, you know, don't post anything, you know, and I have to respect that. I'm not gonna set up a tripod and record everybody behaving naturally and then just upload stuff, you know. That would be so rude and disrespectful to my family, and so I just don't ever do that. So usually it's just for me, and I love, after a weekend of being with my family, I love just lying in my bed at night and revisiting all the things that we did over the weekend, all the times that I just put the camera up and we're just all sitting around barbecuing and chit-chatting and talking and playing cornhole, you know, because that's one of the things that we do. I love cornhole. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite. We always take it to the beach, and we take it like out of town with us whenever we go to this dude ranch. Anyway, I just love rewatching it all. It's just so awesome. Like, when you have a really good family and you love your family, and you all get along so well, it's just so, I feel so grateful for that. And so, oh, my eye's twitching right now. Isn't that so weird when it just twitches? I wonder why. Usually it's if I have like too much coffee. And y'all, I've been drinking regular caffeine again, and it's not even affecting me. I don't get it. Like, I don't know what's going on with my hormones, but I'm so glad that I can drink regular coffee again. And anyway, it's been like a month now, and I've just been fine drinking regular coffee. So anyway, then we came back, and then unpacking took me a whole day to just unpack our coolers and our food and all the blankets, and, you know, just doing so much laundry. Then the following day, it was Wednesday morning, I took my daughter to get her 4 wisdom teeth pulled. Oh my gosh, this is day 3 now, it's Friday, so she got it done Wednesday morning, and she's so puffy, and, you know, bless her heart, her teeth hurt. She can't, I've just been making her like mashed potatoes, soup, applesauce, you know, those are the only things that she can eat right now. And oh my gosh, what happened? Look, I have no idea. Okay, what? That happened. Okay, I'm a mess. You know, like I said, I don't even know if this is ever gonna see the light of day. I don't know if you're ever gonna see this video. And I feel like I don't know why, I feel so like melancholy right now. Maybe I'm just a little bit drained. Like, whenever you have, you know, 2 fun weekends in a row, sometimes it can be very exhausting. One thing that I can definitely say is that I love being social, and I love being around people, but I do have a limit, and then I need to like decompress and hibernate for, I don't know, like a week or so. It's just, it can be a little bit draining, even though I love it, it can definitely be draining. I think I'm done with my makeup. This is all I'm gonna do to hang out around the house. I don't even know what it looks like. God, it probably looks so terrible right now because I've just been talking this whole time and not concentrating at all about how I'm putting on my lipstick. You know what, I'm gonna put on some of this lip gloss. I've been using this, it's a Milani, and it's really nice. I love the applicator. You can't even see anything. Does it look like I did anything? It just makes them look a little bit more glossy. Do I wanna go lighter? Let's see. Look at this. This is why I'm not doing a video, because look, I mean, this is how this is how my lipsticks end up looking whenever I use them. I don't know. I get them so pointy and then the point breaks off eventually. I don't know how that happens. You know what? I do know how it happens. It's because we're creatures of habit and we do things repetitively and then it wears them down a certain way. This is probably going to be the most authentic video that I've ever put out. You know what? I'm in a funk right now. And I don't exactly know why. Oh, I do. I definitely know why. And well, I don't know if this is it or not, but you know, I think we can all talk about it here because most of us are like middle-aged and you know, I just turned 52 and I just skipped my last period. So altogether now I've skipped probably 4 periods, but they haven't been consecutive. Like 2 of them were in a row and then I started. And then I had a few cycles and then I skipped another one. And then I had, you know, several cycles. And then just this last month, I skipped another one. And I think that's what will kind of put me in a funk. And I feel like I even behave differently. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's a little roller coaster, right? And I'm just kind of trying to roll with the punches. At first, it was very difficult. Like, I feel like it started about 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, when I started to really feel a difference in the way that I feel. And then I started having issues with caffeine and just anxiety and just all these weird things. And when I say anxiety, I don't know if everybody thinks of it the same way. For me, anxiety is when I have a hard time breathing properly. Like my breathing rhythm gets off and then I'm gasping for air. To me, and then that causes anxiety, what I think is anxiety, because I really don't know the exact like definition of anxiety or what it feels like or what other people feel. But for me, it always has to do with my breathing patterns. Anyway, I haven't had breathing issues in probably, I would say at least 6 months now. And so I started drinking caffeine again. I actually have like a little cup of my iced coffee right here and I'm not having any breathing issues. Like it's not causing me to have shortness of breath or anything. So that's a good thing. Anyway, there's a part of me, I just want to hurry up and get through menopause. Like I just want to be on the other end of it. So I know what's going to happen. So far, I haven't been losing hair or anything. As a matter of fact, my hair is getting thicker and thicker and it's been growing too because I've been leaving it alone. You know, it looks terrible right now because I didn't do anything with it, but it grows pretty fast. Like I just did my roots 2 weeks ago and I had to put some root powder on just now before I started this video because I could see my little, you know, it's not little, they're white. It's like pure white. So anyway, this is my stay-at-home makeup look. And I do even put on lip liner and lipstick whenever I'm just home. Or chapstick. Definitely have to wear chapstick because my lips are so addicted to it. My stomach. So I'm gonna go clean my pantry. I hope I didn't bring anybody down. I really do. Yeah, I'm just being a little raw right now, right? So, and you know, if y'all want a video, I don't know if you're interested or not. I know that there are mommies out there like me who have children with special needs. And so if you want me to make a video completely dedicated to that, I will. I just know it's gonna be a emotional cry fest for me. It's very difficult for me to talk about things. Even though I got through them and I kept a positive attitude at the time. As a matter of fact, there was a time where people thought I was in denial because I was trying to be so positive, but I was never in denial. I knew. I just thought, what's the point in just blubbering about it? You know, we just need to keep moving forward is what I was thinking. So whenever I talk about it and I remember how how I was trying to behave on the outside and how it felt on the inside, it can be very emotional. Like, it's gonna make me emotional right now. It can be very emotional. So I know if I make a video like that, then there's gonna be a lot of crying and I'm gonna have to be pausing, you know, the video over and over. But I feel like it's a very important topic, you know, especially for new moms, because it can be very scary and, you know, sometimes you just wanna know what to expect, you know. But I can say that my son, he's 16 years old and he's high functioning, and right now he's growing his hair out. Like, he wants like to grow it out and like wear it in like a ponytail or a man bun, and right now it's so long, it's like getting kind of long, but the top hasn't caught up, so he's having to wear like a little like top notch. I think that's what they're calling it. It's so different, but he's growing taller and taller, and now I can have conversations with him, and I can, it's not, this is just for a whole other video, you know, but he's doing well, just so you know. And I know, and I only expect great things from him in the future. So anyway, and he's very, very smart, very smart. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, and I will put, you know, whatever I used in this video in my description box, just in case you're interested. And so, yeah, I'm gonna go clean my pantry.